Musicology, a strange subject indeed. In other words, helping people out that would like to use other people's tunes, but not to get slapped a very heavy writ with copying it too closely, shall we say. This can be done in a number of ways. First and foremost, I personally do not like to copy a tune per se. Very, very often there's many ways round this of copying rhythm or instrumentation. I did something for the Times once which was about Peter Sellers' biography, and they wanted to use the Pink Panther. And if you do look at the Pink Panther, there's more to it besides ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. In fact, there's a lot of triangle stuff that goes on. There's vibraphones, there's a pizzicato bass in there, and there's also a bit of brass. Basically what I did was I chucked the tune away. You knew the Pink Panther was about to arrive, and you put Peter Sellers' photograph with that. Yes, the link to Joe Bloggs in the street is quite obvious. If, for example, they decided to use a picture of the Pink Panther as in the cartoon, things begin to get closer and closer in terms of copyright infringement, because not only are sort of tunes copyrighted, but very often tunes can also go with images, a bit like Jaws, 2 notes, bum, 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 and a picture of a shark. John Williams cannot copyright himself 2 notes, because 2 notes does not constitute a tune, a bit like a doorbell. But at the end of the day, if you put one of the images that are copyrighted to go with that tune together, it then compounds the copyright and makes what you're doing more obvious to the copyright holders. So you have to be aware of that. I also did a track once which is supposed to sound like Guinness, which is an Ogilvy and Mather thing. And it was for Manx Radio, and they were doing an advert for a local brewery who were just doing the stouts, and they thought it'd be a good idea to have the kind of music of that Guinness ad with a very, very large pint. And there was a guy doing a very silly dance around it. And they thought music like this would do. Well, if you copy the instrumentation, it's just like a big band jazz with a kind of Wurlitz or Hammond organ in there. And the nature of the rhythm of the tunes, rhythm of the tune, not the tune, was kind of copied. And it had the same isms throughout in terms of the beat. You know, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Anyway, you can listen. You don't want to hear me sing this. You can actually listen to it on this CD-ROM. So, as musicology goes, I'm quite an expert in this neck of the woods, and very, very often I will give ironclad guarantees against being slapped with a writ. Come to me.